Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, so I have Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, post-Christmas readings to do. I'm not going to do them now. I've chosen 3 decks of cards. The Druidcraft Tarot. I might do those at a different point, between Christmas and New Year. I don't feel drawn to do them like before this reading. The Greek mythology cards, Happy Boxing Day to you, and Sacred Destiny Oracle. Let's say cheers to all you lovers out there. I feel the energy of resting as well. So what I mean by that is not doing so many tarot oracle readings and focusing more on book readings, personal development. You know, that week in between, well, after Boxing Day and before New Year's Eve, they're like void days. I don't feel like tapping into that void energy. I'm not even sure if I really want to do a reading now, but I do. Let's just see what comes out in the reading, shall we? My heart feels heavy. That card's... We're not broken, just bent. It's coming from. We're not broken. We're not broken, it's bent. Okay. Do you know what's stuck in the middle of all this? A King of Cups. Rather than showing you the images, that's kind of the energy. It's like entering the void would be when I'm reading the book and it's just a black screen. So it's like I do want to enter that void. Because if I enter into that void, then I'm not tapping in visually to and being stimulated by the present energies, which are quite challenging. And something that I'm not really wanting to volunteer to focus upon. Because what I focus upon, I too will attract. Does that make sense? So I would like to personally develop. Fine-tuning. And so there's this energy of disconnection for healing and personal growth. I don't want to show you the cards. I will read to you what the cards are and their meaning. So we have the Prince of Pentacles in reverse. That would be the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Whereabouts are the Court cards? Here they are. Okay, so the Princess is the Page and the Prince is the Knight. In reverse, someone who is preoccupied with material ambitions. Okay, I personally don't wish to tap into that kind of energy. So someone who is preoccupied with material ambitions and too focused on acquisitions or on their own health. Okay, so if I delve into the cards, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. If I delve into the cards and they get me reading stories regarding ill health, my attention's been focused on that, which I could attract that to myself. and that's I'm to stay clear of that type of energy. So if it's going to come up in the cards, I feel I've been pre-warned. I'm already very aware of what the energy is like, and it's very indecisive, unsettled. Katy Perry, you're hot, then you're cold, you're yes, then you're no, you're in, then you're out, you're up, then you're down. It's like, you don't really want to stay, no, but you don't really want to go, oh. An obsession with exercise, sport or bodybuilding, tiredness and apathy, a necessary turning within, a period of introspection and apparent inactivity to unearth the gold, I was going to say golden, the gold hidden deep in the self. Yeah, this is the wisest thing, is to disconnect for healing and further growth. In the middle is the King of Cups. I'm feeling the energy of, it's actually the feminine feeling that this is very healthy for for her own well-being. Reasons just explained. The King of Cups here is well, he's putting on a front. Preoccupying himself, like one moment, and then the next moment he's all hot, bothered, gagging for it. So, the King of Cups, let's read about the King of Cups. Tolerant, sincere and compassionate, a spiritual, therapeutic or cultural project, music and the performing arts, publishing, artistic endeavours and exhibitions. Okay, so that's what he is. I so want to show you these cards. I'll show you him. And he's looking at the feminine here, closing out this cycle before another cycle repeat occurs. It's a divine inclination, if that's the right word to use, but that's the word that's coming through. The divine is inclining for the divine feminine to it's a karmic cycle, a karmic pattern, and seeing as it's flipped on its head, I actually feel that this here, I'm going to show you the cards now, is a tribal ancestor who is watching, because these are very divine, like from above. And he's sitting here like preoccupied one moment with material gain, trying to hold on to, he's being greedy. It's a very confused energy. So the King of Cups, did I even read about the King of Cups? I did. Let's look at the Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. This cycle is being completed. His time's running out. He's run out of time because he's been too busy running around doing errands. But He is holding that cup of love there. Is it too hot to handle? Or too cold to handle? It's the energy of not knowing whether or not you like the love, the attention, the affection. Saying, no, I don't really like that, but then not liking the opposites of that, which is the coldness, the detachment, it feels non-caring. But that's not the case, it's just a reflection. A reflection of his own projection, of what he's projecting. The Wheel. Card number 10. In reverse. Resistance to change, a time of difficulty, strengthening of will and letting go. You may be reaping the results of past thoughts or actions, and the result is uncomfortable. The feminine's picked up on this, and so change. Change the way you're doing things. Okay. Trust that life will eventually bring you happiness and fulfillment. Act with integrity despite adversity. Resistance to change. Try letting go and trusting. If you are passive, this may signify the dawning of a new, more determined phase. Okay. I feel as if the feminine here is very determined to get herself out of this karmic rut. It's not a good energy to be caught up in, and it's not necessary or beneficial for her. Okay. What's coming through is cheers to going into 2025 with a fresh, new, clear, cleansed spirit, soul. What's the bottom of the deck? Conflict. But to stay away from that. I mean, this here is like distance. It's still not far enough away. You need to be well away from this energy, because it will have an impact on your own life if you haven't noticed. Creative conflict, playful struggle, competition. You may find yourself in conflict with others, although it might not be serious yet. A tussle with work colleagues or friends, or a power struggle or battle of wits. A playful situation or a sexual relationship involving fiery, wild activities. Well, which one is it? Which one do you want? A playful, sexual, hot, passionate. A playful situation or a sexual relationship involving fiery, wild activities. Or a tussle with work colleagues or friends, or a power struggle or battle of wits. And that's what the battle is, really. The masculine's ego has really come out to fight, and like fight the divine. It's interesting because the divine feminine or divineness will be pulled away. It's repelled. If you're keeping up with the book that I'm reading, So the last 2 videos, I think. It speaks about that. So I don't need to explain it. But it's like this masculine feels as if maybe smug, he's won, because he's pushed away love, the divine. But it's the thing that he's sitting there craving for, hungry for. There's a harp there. And I feel like the angels have even put it down. And instead of it being this beautiful harp, it's turned into a lyre. And this is the season to leave this energy alone. When I say it's become a lyre, that's because that's what it's called. Lyre. Lima. I was going to spell it for you phonetically, but I'm not sure what happened then. Lima, it's kind of like that energy of leave her, lean on her. Lima. Liar. Your lies will catch up with you. Like internally, there's no one's threatening anyone with, let's even say external conflict. It's the internal conflict which is being mirrored back, projected back as external conflict, like attracts like. It's the wheel of karma. So that's what that card says. Should we have a look at the Sacred Destiny guidance? Someone's looking very, very down and out with themselves. They basically got their like victim t-shirt on. And occasionally they might slip into love mode. The victim mentality. I feel the dog's even shaking his head at this masculine. Because these conflicting thoughts, energies, that he's putting out there, it doesn't have to be vocalized. It's all about feelings and thoughts, and with a feeling behind the thoughts, the energy behind it, that's being projected out into the universe, which is causing the Divine Feminine's life to fluctuate. Now she has complete control over her energy, but I feel it's the first time that she's ever felt that she's had to safeguard herself against the Divine Masculine when he's being ego driven. Well, that time's now. I feel there's energy signals being sent saying like stay away, because that's the energy I've got, like stay away, like from readings, like from, keep tapping into this, okay, keep encouraging them. So like, just stay away from doing that. They've got to figure it out for themselves. But then you feel the energy of, but come back to me. So no more of this toing and froing. Okay, we've got community. It takes me to the divine feminines, the divines. Beautiful community where we're all ascending, becoming beautiful butterflies, going through our life journey, recognising our lessons, moving through them gracefully, with as much integrity as we can, learning, adapting, strengthening every day. A beautiful rainbow here. He's watching that, but then he's envious of it. His soul wants this, his spirit. Well, I always look at it as an onion. So we have our vessel, and then we have our soul, and then we have the collective spirit. And the spirit enters the vessel, and then we become, it's how we use spirit, how we tap into it. Like determines your soulfulness. So when you're tapped into it, of course you feel alive and you want it. And then when you pull out of it, because it can be a bit overwhelming, a bit, a lot, you then start to miss that energy. And so you're drawn back to it again. But when you're drawn back to it, you're bringing all your negativity as well. It's like you enter heaven and then you end up getting yourself thrown out. So just the energy of a negative and a positive thought cannot occupy the mind at the same time. You can't live heaven whilst you bring hell with you. You have to be in a state of alignment. And I just feel this masculine cannot keep that state of alignment in alignment for long enough to receive any benefit from it. I do feel he has the love book though. But it's like he's trying to find a cure for it. Love is the cure for everything. Let's read the community card. So wanting to be part of something, but then not wanting to be part of something. I feel the divine is confused because the masculine is confused. It's like, come back when you're not confused anymore. Ancient forest. The towering ancient trees in a forest look distinct from one another, yet beneath the surface of the earth, their roots are intertwined. The roots act like a kind of communication system throughout the community of trees. Instantaneous messages travel through this underground system. Now, if we have the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and they have this cord, okay, that's connecting them, energetic, spiritual, energetic cord, bond. You can understand how this message is, or the energy is travelling to the other one. So, instantaneous messages travel through this underground system. Nutrients can travel on this network. Trees at one side of the forest can supply the nourishment required on the other side of the forest. Danger at one end of the network is communicated to the far end of the intertwined roots. I do feel the masculine is sending out mixed messages, but one is it's best to stay away. Until he can sort himself out. Otherwise, it's like you're going to get hurt. So he does know that. And the divine says that you're not allowed to be mistreated or hurt anymore. So, okay. The sacred landscape wants you to know. I'm looking at the rocky seashore. Support is all around you, even if you are not consciously aware of it. Well, I felt this energy here of being a tribal ancestor. With the shield in here. So repelling negativity from attacking the positive, the light. Oh, this is interesting. This takes me to, can you feel it? I think that's the video. I will share the video because like they're sprinkling like the world, the Jacksons. You can blame it on the boogie. Blame it on the boogeyman. I'll share the video, it makes sense. It's like they're waking up the earth. I think it's the song, Can You Feel It? Can you feel it? And then it kind of gives you like a bit of writing at the beginning. Just watch the video, okay? If you want to. It will make sense what I'm saying. In a way, this masculine at the moment is just sitting back and watching in awe. So support is all around you, even if you are not consciously aware of it. Allow yourself to be supported, give encouragement to others. The more you allow yourself to be supported, the more your dreams can come true. If you believe that you have to do it all alone, you will. Your true family is not just blood relationships. Sometimes the strongest family ties are friends who know who you are. Sometimes they are your ancestors and soul family who reside in spirit. This card speaks of finding your community and your people. It is a card of remembering that your people are at your side, believing in you, loving you, and standing strong beside you. Call on your community and ask for their assistance. They are only a thought away. This masculine so does want to be loving, standing, supporting the divine feminine, but there's just too much inner conflict at the moment for him to even... He's trying to find his legs to be able to stand strong. The masculines here are working on their inner strength. Divine feminine, you're hanging out with your kind of people, kind, divine people, who are only a thought away. Very interesting reading. Should we have a look at the Greek mythology reading cards? This box is really hot. It's had the heater blowing on it. It's like this masculine, because it looks like he's being forced to speak. It's like no one really wants anybody forcing anyone to do anything, including expressing themselves or speaking their truth. When you're ready to speak your truth, I was only thinking about this today, like honesty, integrity and transparency. You want yourself to be known, so you will openly talk about topics that you wish to be honest about, to be transparent about. It's a natural thing that you just want somebody to know everything about you. Tai Chi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Tai Chi. Fortune. Oh, there's another card. Hera. Relating. Let's read Fortune first. I don't know if I've ever had this card. I might have done, but I recognise the name, but it's not a card that we've had out often. Tai Chi was the goddess of fortune, and you can call on her now to bring you luck or prosperity you need. It was said in ancient Greece that with Tai Chi on your side, you could outstrip the achievements of those who are stronger or more able than yourself. Okay, so I feel the masculine here is trying to decide whether or not working with the divine is an asset or working against them would be beneficial. I mean, it's a no-brainer, really. Whether or not the divine feminine is the asset that he's suspecting her to be. Because there's a lot here about having somebody by your side. So it was said in ancient Greece that with Tai Chi on your side, excuse me, you could outstrip the achievements of those who are stronger or more able than yourself. For instance, if you are applying for a job and Tai Chi approves it, then you may be chosen above the more obvious candidates. Let's carry on. I feel as if this masculine needs to be very careful with his approaches, his choices, because if he disconnects himself from the divine, he's going to find himself not fortunate. We're not just talking about money. Anyone can go out and earn money, okay? We're talking about feeling fortunate, lucky, like the divine is on your side and not against you. Well, are you on the divine side or against the divine? Because that's what you're going to attract. One writer describes how Tai Chi could give light to darkness and a way forward when things have reached an impasse or become stuck. If Tai Chi chose to sit aboard a sailing ship, so she gets to choose. If Tai Chi chose to sit aboard a sailing ship, then it would be preserved and not smashed on the rocks. It was said that if she had a hand on the rudder, it would be guided safely. Rich abundance was hers to award if she saw fit. You now have fortune on your side, so you can reach for the equivalent of Aladdin's lamp and make your wishes. Good luck should come as a result, for you are now blessed with hope and opportunity. Now this was coming out with, this masculine's running out of time. Hera relating. Hera was the wife of Zeus and the queen of the heavens. In this card she represents the various stages of relationship, so it means you will likely be absorbed with romantic relating now. It could mean you want to meet someone or plan to get engaged or married, but equally it could mean that your relationship is due for a testing time. Zeus and Hera could be very loving, but they could also have huge fights. I picked up the energy of the Divine Feminine not having to do this before, is to detach. But it is for growth. It said here somewhere. Anyway, let's carry on reading. Essentially, you may be moving from one state of relating into another. So if you are single, you may become part of a couple. Or if you have just met someone, maybe you are about to become more formally bonded. Congratulations. However, if your relationship has become jaded, you could be due for some serious thinking and a possible ending. If you want to avoid this, either spend some time together to work on the loving aspects of your partnership, or spend some time apart to realise what you love and would miss. It's a sad situation. It feels like it's a sad state of being, but necessary. What's coming through is if the masculines are feeling how the Divine Feminines would have felt with like this situation, heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, the fact is the Divine Feminine has evolved, so it doesn't have that impact on her anymore. I feel the masculine's going through exactly what the Divine Feminine's gone through over the course of however long your journey to this point of discovery has been. I feel the masculine is feeling that. Divine Feminine, you don't need to go back through all that. Like, you don't need to recall all that heartache and heartbreak as you have adjusted, adapted, modified your frequency now. So, disconnect so that the masculine can go through this portion of the journey himself as you did, because he wasn't around to help you through this, but he is going to want to draw off of your energy. He's getting a taste of his own medicine. He will be okay. Of course he will. The Divine Feminine's absolutely fine. He's just going through an accelerated ascension journey. The difference is you can relate to what he's going through. When you was going through it, Divine Feminine, you had to go and find your own support system that you could relate to and that they could relate to you. So maybe that makes it harder, because he knows that you understand what he's going through. But there's this energy of not receiving your understanding, because it's his own understanding to come to. I'm sure the Divine Feminines understand what I'm saying. Should we have a look at the Sacred Spirit reading cards? Very Christmassy feel to that. I'm hoping that the Divine Feminines, I'm not going to even, I already know what the energy's like for a lot of the collective. I've been trying to just disconnect from it and focus on myself. That's why I like to put my head into a personal development book. a distraction from the chaos. Divine Feminines, I feel that you've had a very different, I feel everyone's had a different Christmas, but Divine Feminine's been pleasantly surprised. On how their version of Christmas went. I was very drawn to being more drawn to not so much. I was drawn to the true meaning of Christmas, so the birth of Christ. So I felt my ancestors and or just spirit, the Divine Family with me yesterday, and Christ consciousness coming through. And that was something that, to connect with that, it was lovely to not have any interference around me. A very nice energy stream, and one that I can stay in. I wish to stay in, but then my wishes are granted. We have meditation, card number 27. Improvements require persistence. Practice, practice, practice. Improvements require persistence, creates goals with intentions. That is another thing that I am focusing on like next year. So relocating, this is like my goals for next year. Relocating, travelling, doing some travelling next year. Driving, I've decided that I want to go back to driving again. I haven't driven in quite a few years, maybe about 4 years I haven't driven. So yeah, some little bits and pieces. Exciting. Create goals with intention. Meditation is an important aspect of spiritual practice, proven to relieve mental stress, physical pain, and improve a person's outlook on life. Meditation is not bound to religion, culture, or spiritual groups. Anyone can practice meditation, and everyone can receive its benefits. Used and practiced for thousands of years, meditation is often associated with spiritual understanding and enlightenment by achieving direct communication with a supreme being or ultimate reality. For example, the enlightenment that Buddha received underneath the Bodhi tree. Using concentrated focus upon the breath, sounds, visualizations, objects, or movement, meditation can enhance relaxation, strengthen the mind, and instigate spiritual growth and self-awareness. These different meditative practices can be simple in nature or emotionally groundbreaking, dependent upon your needs and intentions for this practice. You may be feeling stressed, anxious. Can't get these words up. Anxious. That wasn't even anxious. Do you know? Let me tell you what my mind is or someone else's mind is thinking about driving. Why am I going back to driving? I'll tell you the main reason why I'm going back to driving. Because I'm being a bit selfish if I don't. Okay? Jamie needs to have a driving instructor who is like him, who is capable of talking to him in a respectable manner, teaching him in the style that he learns, and the best person for the job is me. That's the reason I don't plan on buying a car. He can buy the car. Okay? I'll drive it, teach you to drive. If you want to drive, I'll teach you how to drive. I trust myself to do that, and that's the reason I'm going back to driving. Because I'm sitting, listening to him saying, I wish I could just find an instructor. And it's like, I can teach you how to drive. I'm a good driver. I know I'm a good driver. And I know, well, if we say that signs like, why would I think that I'm good enough to teach him to drive? Because when I took my theory test, okay, I didn't tell anybody. Like, they knew I was having driving lessons, but when it came to taking the theory test, I told nobody. I went to do the theory test, then afterwards, I'd make the phone call and say, guess what? I just passed my theory test. Okay. It's just the way. And the same with my driving test, but when I done my theory test, I'm somebody that was studying and studying and studying. I tried to learn how to drive when I was 20, 21, 20. I was still 20, and I started dating. So I ditched my driving lessons, and I didn't really like my instructor anyway. He was very impatient with me and would stab me with like his pen or grab the wheel from me, made me extremely nervous. So I then, well, was dating somebody that could drive, and that was fine. It's like, you can drive. And that's what happened. That was Simon, and I married Simon. And then when I was about 30, I said, I'm going to learn how to drive again. And this time I had a female instructor who was very, very calm. Very calm. Perfect for me. Perfect. And so that's that. But when I went in for my theory test, I'd studied so much. So I sat down in front of a computer, answered all the questions, and then afterwards I kind of leaned back, you know, you just kind of yes. And the lady came over and she said, are you okay? Do you need some help? I said, no, I'm finished now. And she looked at me, she went, you're finished? I said, yeah, I'm finished. She said, do you want to go back over your questions? I said, no, why would I want to do that? I knew them all. So it's like, why would I want to do that? I'm not going to go back over and like, you know, question myself. So she said, well, you can go then. So I went, and then the ladies out on the desk, they said, that was quick. I said, well, I knew the answers. And then they produced me this piece of paper. And so, didn't say anything to me. I said, well, did I pass? She went to pass. She said, you're good enough to be a driving instructor. So that little seed, I don't know, I've not taught anyone how to drive, but I know enough, and I'll study enough, so that I'm a good teacher to learn somebody. I'm a good enough teacher anyway. Because we do everything like the highway code together, and I talk to him, the theory side of things, but actually getting in a car with him and letting him drive, I haven't done that. And then with my driving test, I've done the same. Went off, come back, I passed. But I knew again before, because I said to my driving instructor, I said, what are you going to do when I'm on my driving test? She said, I'm going to go and sit in that room. I said, can you not come with me? She said, yes. Would you like me to? I said, of course I do. You've been with me all this time. in the back. So, she knew, she was watching him do the sheet and everything. So when he got out of the car at the end to see how well my reverse bay parking was, and my driving instructor said to me, look at all these, they've all failed. Because they'll come back and parked with the line under the car. And she went, you've got nothing to worry about. And she said, you got a couple of minors and they were unfair. He told you to take the turn in the exit, too late. So you putting on your indicator too late was his doing, not mine. And my emergency stop. He didn't allow me to stop the car completely before he's telling me to carry on. I just done what he said, but I still passed. There's a little story about how I passed my driving test, and maybe I've only driven for about 10, 11 years, and I decided, well, I don't really miss it. Oh, Lucy, let's carry on reading this. So you may be feeling stressed, anxious or overwhelmed now. Poor sleep patterns or insomnia are triggered by technology use and require you to detach from the materialism and wants of today. Respiratory issues may arise now. Please seek a suitable professional if you require attention. Right now, meditation holds the answer. Focus on your breath, reconnect back to self, where you will have more time and energy for the areas in your life that have been neglected. A form of meditation is required now for you to feel whole once again. Be aware that your mind reflects your physical world. Is it balanced or imbalanced, busy or still, chaotic or calm, noisy or quiet? So this comes in perfectly with the feminine. Then we can pull these ones out, can't we? Balanced, still, calm, quiet. And the masculines, I'm picking up the energy of imbalanced, busy, chaotic, noisy. Or we can even say, let's just take out gender, divine, balanced, still, calm, quiet, the matrix, societal programming, the program that they say that we should get with. No way, Jose. I'm going to stick with the divine program. Imbalanced. That's the societal program. Imbalanced, busy, chaotic, noisy. Psychological and physiological changes taking place. Use meditation to assist in healing, health, and well-being goals, specifically to set intentions and physical recovery and influence mind mantras. Importantly, now is the time to focus on your personal health and well-being, and cheers to that. Set the intention, and the results can be very rapid. Let's finish this reading off with 2 messages. We'll have a postcard from Spirit. I think we're going to have a Rumi message. We sure are. And then what we're going to focus on is reading this book. Okay? So, I mean, we've only done that. All that to do, and lots of other books. Right. And the next part I'm going to be reading is How the Force of Negative Mental Attitude Repels. It's time to get wise. It's time to wisen up now. Know that we know better. Now that we've found love, what are we gonna do with it? It's so interesting because I'm going to not change the channel's name, but there will be an addition to the channel. I nearly done it the other day, but I'm being called just to hold back. And we're going to add just my email address, because when I started the Channel of Love, I couldn't get the email. The Channel of Love at Gmail. It was already taken. So, I mean, this was like 6 years ago. It's like, okay, so what email address do I want to have? And I chose the Journey of Ascension. But for the past 6 years, we've been developing love, our ability to channel it. So it makes complete sense now that we use that to our full benefit, and we understand why it was all necessary. We're going to use that now on our journey of ascension. So, now that we've found love, what are we gonna do with it? I still want to rap. I want to read the words to it. Come on. Did the Fat Pat Band sing that? Did they have a version of that? If they did, I had that song on vinyl. Heavy D and the boys. Well, just having a look here, it's like, who originally sang Now That We've Found Love? The OJs. Orange Juice. I've been drinking orange juice quite a bit over the last few weeks, for more than normal. Let's read these lyrics. Song by Heavy D and the boys. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with it? With it. Now that we found love, what are we gonna do? Hey, with it, now. 1, 2, tell me what you've got. Let me slip my quarters inside your slot to hit the jackpot. Rev me up, my little buttercup. We can tug sheets, snuggle up and get stuck. Believe it or not, here comes the brother with glow. A struggling, bubbling, overweight lover, hurt prone. So what's it gonna be, me or the TV? Now let me take time to set your mind and your body free now. So why don't you just stretch for a sec. Played stretch so I could cop a quick wreck. What's interesting was the stretching that I showed you what I done after I finished my theory. All comes in. Shake me, baby, baby, bake me. No need to fake, here I am. Come on and take me. Wind your body, baby, move your body. I see you slip sliding. Come on now, do it hotty. I'm not quite sure as to what is going down, but I'm feeling hunky-dory about the thing that I have found. I know, I picked up on it. The divine told me not to tap into this energy too much. You need to bring balance in. We're going to carry on reading these lyrics just so we can get it out of your system. We'll put it out there for the world to hear what Heavy D and the boys is going through. So now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Come on, heavy. Come on, heavy. But the energy is heavy, isn't it? So divine going, I don't know what that's about. The ceiling's caving in. I like the way you wiggle. You don't jiggle once you jiggle. So hand over your love, because it's heavier than it'll move her like a mover. She wanted to groove, so I grooved her. Then she wanted to learn, so we did school, and I schooled her. Now Mary had a little lamb, but not like this. We can waltz, we can waltz. We can waltz and turn, rumble, tumble and twist. Then you think you're going to give in. Fantasies, reliving, so lay down and relax. Yeah, baby, that's it. Love of my lady, lady love of my baby girl. Spread your wings so we can fly around the world. Harmony, charm of me, your fingertips are calling me. When you drop me kisses, you're so cute, you drop the bum on me. Stretch it, flex it, flex it. Give me the permission. Okie dokie, I'll bless you. Ah, blessing like Buddha. Buddha as the bless. You can lay down on the lover, put your head on my chest. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? TR, get 'em up one time. Keep it funky. Yeah, keep it smooth like this. Come on, we carry on. You know what this energy is? Well, you know what energy this is. Keep it funky, yeah, keep it smooth like this. Now, here we go. Now, what can we do? What are we going to do? Roses are red and violets are blue. Love is good and plenty. If you get plenty, good loving. Kiss you where you're hot to what? Kiss you where you're hot to what? I got to keep you bubbling. Do me right, my lonesome dove. Tell me one more time, what is this thing called love? I'm not quite sure as to what is going down, but I'm feeling hunky-dory about this thing that I have found. Yeah. Now that we have found love, it doesn't say that. It says, now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Teddy Riley in the house. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Come on, come on. Gee whiz, DJ NF, let's flex. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? I need to know. Somebody got to tell me, What are we going to do with this love? Oh, sweet love, yeah. Oh, yeah. Shake it. Come on, do the right thing, baby. Shake it. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Here we go. Keep it funky. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Put your hands together. All up in money, my furnish was decades. You hear what I'm saying? So all up in money, my furnish was decades. You hear what I'm saying? Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, the whole New York City. I said I love you to death, and you don't stop, and you don't quit. You got to keep it on to the dip, do it like this. And you don't stop, and you don't quit. You got to keep it on and on and on and on. Yeah. AA, ha, huh? Come on, oh yeah. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? I think that's what needs to be contemplated. The answer's coming through. You're going to uplift the world with it. But you will receive that message. You will receive guidance on what to do with this love that you found during meditation. That was interesting, wasn't it? Got two cards. The first one, we shall read the beginning. In the beginning, look how vibrant them colours are. Or it's just my eyesight. They look very vibrant. This card looks very vibrant. Card number 40. What did that song say? A blessing of Buddha. This is a blessing of Al-Hakim. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is is vision. Rumi. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al-Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a babe, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. How I revere the blessing of Al-Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. Okay. Let's have a look at the other card. We've been on for 1 hour and 9 seconds. Sorry, 1 hour, 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Blood Angel, card number 7. In the midst of the darkness, a moon appeared with its brilliance. Stepping down from the clouds, it glanced at me like a falcon that hunts a bird and steals it away. It captured me and flew back to infinite space. As I looked for myself, I could not find me, for my body had become all soul in the tenderness of love. The 9 spheres of heaven dissolved in that moon as the ship of my existence drowned in the sea of love. Rumi. Do you dare place a limit on how much life you can contain? I pour of myself into your heart and invite you to become nothing and everything with me. Let us be the sunrise that greets the new day and the sunset that honours the dying of the day in radiant glory. Let us be the angel of light arising from darkness and the starburst in the awakening heart of a human beloved. Be the moon at the back of my heart, and the sun at the front of my heart. Be wordless and wise. Let us have nothing that we know for certain, and be content. Let us be all, and let us be nothing. Let us be. This oracle, the oracle of the blood angel, comes to you with a particular message. You are being given the gift of more life. You may experience this as growth, expansion, more energy, more life force, or divine electricity circulating through your system. The blood angel understands that in the gift of greater life, which enables a soul to live more of its essence, becoming a more palpable divine presence upon this earth, there are many unavoidable experiences. One of these is that there will be more sunsets to counter the increase in your sunrises. This is about balance. When opening up to receive more, one needs to empty out what has been to allow for a new influx of energy. It is not about an exchange of equal measure, for you will receive according to the great generosity of life itself, and thus even more shall be offered in compensation for what you are willing to release. However, release must take place. Balance is the natural law. The sunset makes way for a time of night. That might be the darkness of grief, or the stirring of unknown places within that only reveal themselves in clarity the following morning. Being ready to endure the sunset and the night, to become ready to receive the sunrise, and with it more life, is your divine task now. Why is this coming to you? You are ready for it. You have outgrown what has been, and it cannot satisfy your soul anymore. A part of you, your mind perhaps, may question whether or not you really want the change inherent in this oracle, divine gift or not. You may prefer that things remain the same, but what are you really wanting in that belief? Happiness, a sense of safety and security, love. Remember that in any divine gift, no matter whether it comes, no matter whether it seems to come at first through an obvious bestowal of grace, such as a wish coming true, or a prayer being answered, or through a hidden grace of a loss or ending in our lives, there is always an offering of greater life within it. The blood angel tells you to not make yourself too small for what is happening in your soul and life now by holding on to what you know, or holding on when it is better to let go. It may not be easy, but you will gain more trust in the divine, in you, in life, and great power and heavenly play can and will flow through your soul into the world. The blood angel invites you to accept the genius of life and allow it to flow through you, circulating your divine light even more abundantly into the world around you. This oracle comes with a particular blessing of well-being and vitality. You have perhaps become tired or are well, but seek to engage in new projects or practices that will stretch or challenge you. The blood angel brings you the blessing of whatever energy is required to expand into where life is leading you. What the divine has instilled within your heart shall be financed with life force and energy, so it may be brought to fulfillment. This is the sacred contract of human life. The journey shall be taken by the soul, and there will be challenges, and yet what is required for divine fulfillment will always be available. If you have been struggling with your energy levels or with emotional or psychological challenges, more so than usual perhaps, then you are asked to complete the sacred honouring ritual for the Cloak of the Christ Oracle after you have completed the ritual for the Blood Angel. The reason for this is that your energy, as you are going through growth and opening, can become unstable for a time, more porous or vulnerable than usual. There is nothing to be concerned about, but you will benefit from more spiritual protection during this time. These rituals will assist you in gaining additional spiritual protection. If you need to take any particular action to bring yourself healing and wellness, these rituals will help you become conscious of and ready for that action, simply through life experiences and internal wisdom when the time is right. Okay. Sacred honouring ritual for the Blood Angel. Say, Blood Angel of unconditional life and divine love, bless me with the life force I need to attain my divine destiny. I open to your grace with perfect trust and perfect love. So be it. Close your eyes and notice your breath. Imagine or intend that you can sense the blood moving in your veins. So much life abounds in your body, soul. In your own time, just open your eyes. You have completed your honouring ritual. Card number 4 is the Cloak of Christ. In the school of humanity, when you become intimate with God, you reside on the King's throne and teach the angels the nature of the divine. Open your arms wide above your head and tip your gaze gently up towards the heavens. If you are inside, imagine or intend that you can gaze beyond the physical structure of the ceiling right into the sky that lies above. Lower your arms to prayer position at your heart and say aloud, if possible, Rumi and Jesus Christ, who loved me without condition, offer me the cloak of the Christ, the mantle of divine protection now, that I may receive the karmic grace and healing I need through the power and mercy of your presence. thank you. Sit quietly and imagine you are surrounded by a dark, comforting cloak. You can easily breathe through it. You can easily see light within it or filtering through it if needs be. Or you may feel comfortable in the darkness. Let it be whatever is most relaxing and soothing for you. You may even imagine it to be the night sky dappled with stars wrapping around you. Close your eyes and relax now for as long as feels good. That might be for a minute, for 15 or 20 minutes or longer. Just be with what feels appropriate and best for you at this time. When you feel you are ready to arise from your rest, simply place your hands at your heart and say thank you. You may notice strong, energetic sensations or emotions during this process or in the day following. You may notice repetitive thought patterns that you need to confront and challenge with more loving thoughts. You may have significant dreams in the evening following also. It may be very subtle for you, so much so that you wonder if anything has happened and if it has worked. It has. The effects will be demonstrated at the right time. Trust. So I will talk to you guys soon. Until then, take care, much love. Merry Christmas, Happy Boxing Day, and we'll catch up soon. Okay. Much love, bye for now.